All right. So, to set the stage, it is mid-afternoon, downtown Chicago. The location is called the Capitol. It is a bar. It is a it is a seedy bar. Um, it's the same owner as the bartender. It is one of those bars that is a long, like a hallway almost. It's got the bar on one side. It's got tables on the other side. It's got a jukebox that is unplugged and a note on it that says, "Do not plug in under penalty of pain." And it is it is a place where people go to. It's a witch bar. It's owned by a witch. The bouncer is a servitor. This big, blocky, looks like a almost like a clay golem. Just stands there, checks IDs, sort of, um, and but basically makes certain that there's no trouble, and people know not to cause trouble. The bartender is in the back of the bar, reading a newspaper. Um, Cigarette smoke hangs in the air. There are a few witches around, but this is the place you go to not be bothered, to sit and think and drink and talk to yourself or to whoever else is there. There is one gentleman who is always there. He looks to be about 90. He sits in the corner, always has a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. His hair is long and stringy. Always has some brownish liquid in a glass. Doesn't seem to ever drink it. No one's ever seen him drink it, but he's always there. And then we have our intrepid hero. We have our group. We have the group here. If you guys want to go through and describe yourselves briefly, basically.
So Tyke is sitting at a table, currently looking at the half-dirty glass. He is around about 5'8", 5'9". He's a stocky guy, probably about 100 kilos. Tattoos up to his neck and slightly coming down just below the t-shirt line. Doesn't look like the sort of person that wouldn't fit in here, but does look slightly unimpressed at the rest of the clientele still, even though he has been seen here a few times in the last couple of months. And
Excellent.
yeah, he's just sitting there looking around, nursing and looking at this glass that's in front of him currently.
Awesome. Next.
Boomy's sitting there. Sort of athletic build. Looks like he has just been chewed up by a forest and then spat out. Has yet to have a chance to go to one of his many haunts and spruce himself up a bit. Probably a twig sticking out somewhere. Just drinking a drink out of a beaten up old tankard that's probably travelled further than he has. And he's sitting there smiling at his friend Tyke and the disdain he has for sitting in places that are unclean.
Is his familiar with him?
It is not.
Okay. All right. Next.
So Quinn is sitting there kind of fiddling with a pack of playing cards. Just kind of doing like a spread, fanning them, just playing around with them. Wearing like a leather jacket with like a collar that's kind of pulled up. Not a big guy at all. It's about 5'7". Just one of those people that if you weren't looking directly at him, you'd forget he was there. And yeah, he's just kind of sitting there playing with his cards, and he's got a little drink next to him that he every once in a while stops, sip, carry on.
So Nash isn't the most attractive person in the world, but no one has told him that. He likes to dress quite exquisitely. He puts a lot of effort into his appearance. and he is probably floating around at this point. He's probably kind of going up to people that he may even just barely know the name of. And he's just kind of going up, hey, how's it going? Sort of thing, and remembering little facts that they've told him about themselves. Yep, how are the kids and all this? He's not really interested. But but he does that. He keeps up that appearance.
Excellent. And everyone will know this because this is a place that you have frequented. Nash makes his rounds, and they usually the answers are 1 to 2 word responses. The the old gentleman in the back in the corner usually responds with monosyllabic, just grunts or something. No one is really interested in engaging in conversation. And in fact, they look almost offended that Nash does. But they understand Nash is here and keeps returning, and the bartender keeps taking his cash, so he must be okay. The servitor keeps letting him in, so there he is. It's mid-afternoon, obviously cold out, February. A lot of dirty snow still on the sidewalk. And you hear the sound of a crash just outside. Everyone hears it. Nobody seems to react to it. They're like, okay. But you all hear the sound of you hear a honking of the horn, the screeching of the tires, and then smash.
I think Nash would just out of pure curiosity.
Okay.
Would go out and just kind of see what's going on.
Anybody else?
Tyke would get up and be like, well, if someone's hurt, I'm going to go have a look.
Excellent. All right, so Nash and Tyke. Boomy and Quinn sitting down still?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Not my monkey, not my circus.
Excellent. So then you two step outside, and you see it looks like a Chicago cab, has crashed into a parked car, and the cab, nobody seems to be injured. There's no body laying around or anything like that. But you hear the sound of shouting from inside the cab from the driver, who is swearing, extremely angry. He opens he's trying to open the door, but it's wedged shut, so he climbs around the other side, gets out of the car, and he's like, "Get back here, you punk!" Screaming at this kid. You can see there is a probably very slight, could be maybe late teens, early 20s, girl in a denim jacket, sprinting down the sidewalk, who ducks down an alley just as you guys step out and see her.
So,
did you see that?
Let's see what I was looking at this cabbie. He's funny.
No, the person he was shouting after.
What? Who's it? Who's he shouting after?
There was a younger girl that just ran down the alleyway over there.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. Was there anything weird about it?
Yeah, I mean, especially in this city, I don't think really much is weird, but that was who he was shouting after, at least.
Okay. Is
the cabbie?
Man...
Sorry. The cabbie. No. The cabbie gets out. He's screaming, and he's looking around for people. Like, did you see that? Did you see who that was? Somebody call the police. And nobody's really doing anything. There's a few people walking around. They're like, oh, and they just keep kind of avoiding because they don't want to get involved. Very much I didn't see it, so I don't want to get harassed by the police type of thing. And eventually he calms down and pulls out his cell phone and calls. And you have danger sense, right, Nash?
Yes, I do.
Excellent. So we're gonna make the first roll of the game. I'm going to have you make a. It's going to be a will plus underworld plus larceny.
So will, I've got it at 7, underworld
Mhm.
6, nothing in larceny.
But you get to add criminal mind, and if you have analytic mind, you get to add that as well.
Okay,
And
so
just because you don't have levels in a sub skill, that's okay. You can still make the roll.
okay, so I'm adding analytic mind, so that would be 7, 6 plus 3. That would be 16 then.
Okay. And do you have criminal mind?
No, I don't. Just analytic.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So then you're going to roll 2d12 and 16 or less.
Okay, so I got 11.
Oh, perfect. So that is a success. You have one level because you have the LOS, right? So there you are. You're like, you look at the situation, you look at this scene, and you're like, something's fishy about that. Like, nobody got hurt, but a cab got wrecked right outside of a known witch bar, and then 2 people came out. That seems like a setup. That seems like maybe somebody's trying to pull a con or something something. It seems like very, very contrived, very set up. That your criminal mind sense tings.
All right, okay, so tell me more about this girl.
So from what I saw, she looked like she was in her late teens, probably early 20s, but wearing a denim jacket. Didn't really catch much more of her going around that corner.
Do me a favor, go get the other 2. I don't really trust looking into this on my own.
Okay, I'll set foot back in the car again.
Okay. Oh, look, God is with you, okay?
He is always with me, and remember,
I know.
It's not just a he, it is a they.
Okay, it gets awkward from time to time.
I'll go get the others. And Tyke walks back in the bar to grab Boomy and Quinn. Guys, yeah, Nash wants us to go check something out, so finish what you're doing and let's get out of here.
What are we checking out?
Something happened outside, something that Nash has a weird feeling about. So, he wants help.
Nash often has weird feelings.
Nash often needs help.
I understand that. We have all understood that Nash needs help, especially in other ways. Especially with his faith. But that is another time and another way to talk. So, shall we just go?
As long as it stops people talking about faith, yes.
I have faith that it won't stop.
Boom's already outside.
All right. So you guys get outside. Again, it was only a block down where she ducked down an alley. By the time you guys get outside, the cops still are nowhere to be seen. The cabbie is leaning against the cab, looking very frustrated. And people are continuing to ignore him, much as the way of downtown Chicago. So, what do you want to do?
So I think the first thing that Nash would do is probably go speak to the cabbie and just kind of go, just what happened?
Oh, hey, somebody showing interest.
Yeah, that's me. I'm all about the caring.
Well, good, thanks. So I was driving and this kid just ran right out in front of me, and I almost hit her, and then she books it. I don't know. It was weird. Cost me and look at the damage. I don't even know whose car this is. But I mean, look at my cab. I'm going to be out of work for at least a week for this.
As that conversation starts kind of devolving into what am I going to do and all this, Nash will kind of start slowly kind of going, oh, well, yeah, well, I wish you all the best. And
Uh, all right, I guess. Yeah, thanks. Okay. And he goes back to looking at his phone. Where are those cops? No sirens. You don't hear any sirens.
right, so yeah, let's go, quick, don't make eye contact.
Nash, you have to learn to be more, social and caring to people sometimes.
I'm social when I need to be. I didn't need to be.
Mhm.
All right. So you're going to follow?
Boomy, whilst they're kind of talking, will probably, if you say there's snow on the ground,
Mhm.
so he'll start following the tracks and kind of taking a look around the corner.
Okay. Yeah, you can. If they're easy enough to find, and you don't need a require a roll. You walk around, you peek around the corner. It's a long alley, bunch of dumpsters scattered here and there. You see a couple of people wrapped up in coats and sleeping bags, dirty sleeping bags, and such. But you don't see any sign. You can see that the alley veers to the left, and you don't see any sign of a young girl in a denim coat.
Okay.
So I go up to the two people sitting down, huddled,
Mhm.
and just look up here. Afternoon, friends. Did you happen to see a young girl run past this way?
Yeah. Somebody ran by real quick. She went that way and points to the alley. It goes to the left.
Much obliged. And he'll kind of stand up and sort of look at the others, just kind of going,
Yeah, let's go, friend.
As they start
right.
walking, I will lean down and see we've got dollars,
Oh,
correct?
I didn't think he was gonna do that. Thank you. And he
I give
takes it.
him. I go, thank you very much for talking to us.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. It's rough out here. It's the wintertime.
Yeah.
And they realize that they're talking a little bit too much. And they just kind of huddle down. All right, so you follow the trail. The alley makes a left to accommodate a building, and then opens up to the right all the way down to the next street on the next block. You don't see any sign of her. You see
"It's
traffic
fast."
going.
Are there any like sort of doorways on either side that she could potentially have gone in?
Anyone can make a will plus strategic plus awareness, or will plus technical plus survival.
Yeah, I'll make a will strategic awareness roll.
Okay, and you get to add your modifiers for traits.
Yeah, so
How many
I've
traits for
got
that?
7 will, 7 strategic, 7 awareness.
That's 21.
Would analytic mind apply to this?
Analytic mind would apply. Anything that applies to will apply to this.
All right, so
Would criminal mind?
7, 5,
No,
3.
criminal mind would
No,
not.
cool. Didn't think so. What? Oh, acute senses.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Cool. So I have 3 in that as well. So
And we have to
24.
roll.
24.
And we have to roll under, correct?
Oh,
Correct.
fail. Watch me fail an unfavorable roll.
What if you tied?
That's your target number. You have to get that number or less. So
Okay, cool. So I tied.
okay,
I got 15.
excellent.
So I got under.
I also got a 15 under my 20.
Excellent.
I got a 10 under my 14.
Excellent. So everybody succeeds. She didn't. She didn't leave this alley. There are a couple inset doors, and there is a fire escape. Now this is a 3-story building. She must have been extremely fast if she went up that fire escape.
Okay, so there are doors and a fire escape.
Yep, there are 2 inset doors, one on the left building where the fire escape is, and one on the right building. Both of
I'm just-
them clearly locked. There's no handle. There's just a key.
Quinn,
Mm-hmm.
are you able to take a look at this? I don't.
Yes. Can I take a look at the locks to see whether I could?
They're not difficult locks at all. Absolutely
Cool.
could open 1 or 2 of them. There's not going to be any kind of modifier for your lock picking.
Cool. Yeah, I can pick these.
Yeah, I mean, either that or she may have gone
She's
up
gone up.
the fire escape.
Is there any tracks or sort of anything around that may indicate where she's actually gone?
The tracks do kind of end because the snow got pushed away when the garbage truck came through here to get some of the stuff. So you can tell it's got to be one of those 3 locations, but there's no indication of which one it goes because the snow's all muddled and dirty. You can tell somebody came through here and then they didn't leave because you can see there's nothing in the slush up toward the end of the alley.
Now this is a country difference thing, but you know we've seen in a lot of movies like your traditional fire escapes in the States. They are kind of positioned in a way where you can't get up from the ground.
Mm-hmm. These are not like that.
Okay.
These are older. It's attached right to the brick wall, and it's simply a ladder that goes up through some grating balconies.
Well, I think before we start breaking and entering, we may want to check the fire escape.
It does not have one of those.
The first ladder.
It does not have one of those cage around it things. It's just an open ladder, which is completely unsafe and not up to code.
All right, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start heading up. We gotta check it out.
Yeah.
Before we start breaking the law.
All right, so you all climb up to the top of the building, and you see a young girl, matches the description, sitting there with 3 other guys. They look rough and tumble. And when you get up there, you hear this. You're finishing she was just finishing a statement like, "Yeah, nobody bought, nobody took the," and then they see you guys come up and they immediately look nervous.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It was better until a minute ago.
That's fine. I appreciate that. Just, we just kind of saw what happened down there. We just kind of looking around. Don't worry. I appreciate the hustle. I think it could have gone better. Let's be honest.
And the girl's like, "Yeah, how could it have gone better?"
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you wanted a quick payout, let's be honest, the car could have hit you.
No, the car wouldn't have hit me. Besides, quick payout. You guys came up here, didn't you?
Oh, so we're the targets.
and she smiles like, "No, it doesn't have to be that way."
Okay, so let's kind of review our options, shall we? I'm happy to discuss.
All right, let's discuss. And she leans back. She seems very confident because there are 3 gorillas essentially next to 3 rough and tumble dudes.
Well,
all right, let's discuss.
Okay, so let me guess. We follow you up here. You kind of shake us down. Is that what we're looking at here?
Well, nobody followed me to the alley except you guys.
Well, that's fair. And I'll just take my coin out and I'll start kind of flicking it as I'm talking. So,
okay.
All right. So again, appreciate the hustle. You see, here's the thing. As you can see, I'm looking at these guys. I'm not going to be able to do very much. Look at me. Come on, let's be honest. But I've got these 2 friends, right? And I'm wondering, why don't we kind of each go our separate ways? That's one option. Or the other option is my friends here can actually get. See, I'm the nice one. I'm the person you want to be talking to. Them, not so much. And with that, I want to intimidate.
Okay. That's going to be will plus underworld plus intimidation. You get to add analytic mind, any criminal things, anything like that.
Okay, so 7, 13, 15, 18. I think that's all I've got. I'm just double checking.
Tyke stands
Yeah.
behind Nash and starts cracking his neck.
Cracking
and
his neck.
He stands there and just goes,
Alright.
I don't
Yeah,
appreciate deceivers.
Okay, so that is going to be a 17. That is 2, 8, 11 plus 7. 17 under 18.
You succeeded. All right.
Mhm.
So you see that the three guys, they stand up. They have stood up. She's still kind of reclining against the back, the little wall, the half wall. That's a trip hazard, also not up to code. Then she's like, well, okay, those are two options. How about a third option?
And I'll kind of make a bit of a show of it where I kind of turn around to the rest of them and kind of go, third option, shall we? What do you guys think?
Do we really have
Quinn
to
kind
go?
of Quinn kind of looks at his watch and goes, "Boys, we've got time."
Oh, okay. What about you? But yeah, your third option. You guys okay with the third option?
Fine.
Do I have
Yeah,
to get
You owe me a
involved,
drink.
Really?
Oh yeah, okay. Look, because I like you, we are willing to hear out the third option.
Because you like me?
Yeah, I think you're pretty cool.
I mean, clearly you got your stuff together, and clearly you have faith in your companions. Probably much more than I have in mine. And the three of them look down at her. And she's like, "What? I bought you. Come on. I don't know you. I paid for you." And then she looks over at you. So, okay, so yeah, why would we, waste resources when we can work together a little bit? I got an idea. I got an eye on a place, and it's a great way to make a good deal of money pretty quick. Probably some pentacles too. But I don't want to tell you all the details and then have you just go do it by yourselves, right?
That's wise. I just want to say, guys, you three are doing a great job. I know you've got an arrangement with her, and that's great, but yeah, you should honestly, you should really treat them with a tiny bit more respect. I know, it's a transactional relationship, but guys, you're doing a great job.
I'd help her feelings too.
Excellent. Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll. So we will plus social plus persuasion plus modifier.
Okay, so will, so 7, 16 plus 23 plus my coin.
Yep.
20,
so it's plus
20.
6 is 29.
Okay, 19.
All right. You see that you're both you and with Boomer's assistance or Boomy's assistance, they're like, yeah, we should be. You should treat us better, even though you paid for us. Yeah. And the other two are like, yeah, okay. So they're convinced. So Nash knows that he has started a seed that could be cultivated at a later time. The girl, the girl, it's like, look, you know, we could, you could try to take my guys. That's fine, whatever. All right. And she's acting and talking very much like she is not a late teen. She's very, she's a con. She's also a con on it. She's like, okay, look, so um, this is a chop shop, bad place. Um, there's a couple of things we could do. We could all work it together, or we could make a deal where, because you guys obviously clearly you work together well. Obviously, you know each other. I know I've known these guys for like 15 minutes. How about I give you the details for a small percentage?
So you either give us the information and take a cut, or we work it together. Is that
Right.
basically?
Yeah.
I mean, personally, and obviously I'm gonna have to confer with my friends here, but personally, I'd be inclined for the second option because we don't know each other, and I think game respect game. I think you're on the grift, I'm on the grift. I don't think we'd ever really work well together.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
So give me a second.
Sure.
I'll turn around and I'll just say to him, have you got anything else planned for today?
You're the one that asked me to meet you in the bar in the first place today. I thought you had a plan anyway.
No, God, no. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Did not mean that.
Mm,
Heavens, no.
always with you. Always.
No, the whole reason he invited you down was because I bet that he couldn't, and now I owe him money. God damn it!
Is that really what I am for you guys? Just a bet again?
Well, I mean, there's not really much else to do other than, you know.
Well, I'm at least helping someone if you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, chop shop, naughty,
Yeah, very.
sin, ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Baby Jesus cry.
You know I'm not into the Christianity side of religion. You know that, right?
Okay, so, Boomy, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm game. Could do with a bit of coin anyway. And, well, probably a shower.
Yeah, I mean, we all noticed it, but, you know, nobody had the heart to tell you, man, but
No,
it's,
I get it.
It's rough.
I mean, once he has done, can I dispel the protection when I have on my nose, the spell I've cast?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can do. You can just, you know, pray the smell away.
That's not how religion works, Nash. You know that.
I don't know. You know, you're my saving grace here. When I kick it, you know, I'm hoping that just telling people I knew you would kind of get me, you know.
You always bring it back to the Christian side of religion. It's not that.
I don't, you know, I should care more. I really should,
Yeah.
but I don't.
One day you will realize you're my friend. One day.
I'm sure I will. But anyway, so chop shop.
Chop shop.
You mean
Yeah.
ATM?
Ka-ching. Yeah, okay. So I'll turn around and kind of go, all right, so how much a cut are we talking?
Look, I'm only interested in pentacles. I got plenty of cash. This shop, It's the reason it's a challenge is that it's owned by a witch. Um, name is Donovan. Junkyard attached, easy to probably sneak into the main area. But I want 10% of any of the pentacles that you find. The rest of the cash, salvage, all yours.
You see, that's the thing that's kind of troubling me.
What's that?
10% is very reasonable. Normally in these things, people go for higher. So there's a
10%
reason.
of 100.
There's
10%
a reason.
of 100 is a lot.
There's a reason you're lowballing us. What is it?
Go ahead and you can give me a persuasion roll, but this is going to be at a hard DR.
All right.
So you're going to add up all your persuasion, which I think we had was 29.
Yep, I do believe so.
And then it's going to be halved.
Oh.
So that's going to be it's half rounding down. So it's going to be minus one half of that is 14. So you're going to be at a 15 or less. That's all right.
Come on. 10.
All right. Yeah, it's you. She's lowballing you, and you know that it's probably because she's counting on the fact that you don't know what shop or who owns the shop, and that you probably won't succeed. That much is very, very plain to you as a grifter yourself.
Come on. Look. We don't have time for this, so give us the details.
Okay. You'll take it for 10%?
You guys happy with 10?
Is there something I could roll to see if the name Donovan sounds familiar?
Absolutely. Anybody here has criminal mind?
I do.
Excellent. So you can make a will plus underworld plus larceny. And you can add criminal mind and analytic mind and all that stuff if you have anything that affects any of those that attribute skills.
So will is 7, underworld is 8, so that's 15. Criminal mind is 3, so 18.
Yep. Yep. You can do that, or you can roll.
Will and underworld only is 9, and I rolled a 7.
Excellent. And who else is rolling?
I rolled a 10 with my 19.
Okay, so you both you recognize the name Donovan. Donovan he's a fixer. He's a guy that gets stuff for other people. He knows people. He knows a lot of people. He definitely deals with a lot of illegal and shady shit. But for the most part, reputable criminal. You know that he's got a large yard. He's got a whole wrecker crew that goes out and does tows and brings cars back and does repairs. He's got an auto shop, but he also he is a connector for people who bring him stolen stuff. He's also been known to work with the Baba Yagas. The Baba Yagas are a house. There's not a large Baba Yaga presence. There's a few, but Baba Yaga they have a reputation, and they are a bit ruthless. So, while Donovan himself is not a Baba Yaga, it's been known that he works with them. That's what you two figure out.
So whilst Nash is sitting there, kind of talking and saying that, Brew can't go. Donovan has got the wrecker crew on the east side.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Anything else you want to tell me about that?
Security's light. He's got people who work for him. Big junkyard. Chop shop.
How
probably has a lot of pentacles. What's that?
Yeah. How long have you been in this city?
Long enough.
Long enough.
Yeah.
Long enough to have heard of the Baba Yagas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you know that he works for the Baba Yagas. Okay, I get it. What, you want me to lower it to 5%? Is that what this?
For a start, yeah.
But we already agreed on 10.
We agreed on nothing.
You were withholding information.
That's what I do. Okay.
You don't.
All right.
You don't do it very well. Let's be honest.
Or conversely, you are very, very good. All right. Yeah. So here's what I know. I know that he is expecting to pay out the Baba Yagas for a bunch of stuff that he took from them. Not took, that he cleaned from them. And so he's going to have a large amount of pentacles and a large amount of cash sitting in his office. That's why I wanted to find a crew to hit it. Is that clear enough or plain enough?
That's better.
Okay. He doesn't have Baba Yaga protection.
No, but we'd be stealing Baba Yaga money.
You'd be stealing money that was supposed to pay Baba Yagas. Right now, it's Donovan's money. Donovan doesn't pay. That's bad news for Donovan.
I think what this young lady is trying to tell us is that if we took the money, it would be Donovan getting the recompense, not us.
That would just be a crying shame.
Yeah, we just have to make sure we get out clean.
Yep. Sounds like fun, to be honest.
So I'm thinking 2%.
2. So 2 pentacles out of 100, if there's 100 there?
We're taking all the risk here.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right. 2% it is. Okay. Now I need anybody that wants to can make a will underworld larceny roll or will social persuasion.
I'll let Justin roll it because I wasn't saying anything, so I'm not going to do it.
So that's 8,
Okay.
15.
I think I used my luck on the last one,
18.
so.
Right, so I've got a target of 18,
All right.
and that is a 9.
All right. Yeah, there's a reason. Like 2% is ridiculous as well. Why
Yeah.
would she take that? There's something else that she's not telling me.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take a stab in the dark here. Donovan's pissed you off, hasn't he?
Boy, your team is sharp. No, Donovan. Well, I mean, Donovan's Donovan. You know, he'd sooner uppercut you than look at you. But just angry little man. But also, he's my competition, so he can't pay the Baba Yagas. They don't do business with him. Baba Yagas need to do business with somebody else.
All right. I mean, so far, I'm not hearing anything I really object to.
And that's really everything. I mean, I will have obviously benefit from him not being able to do business with them anymore.
And likely not being able to do business with anyone, let's be honest.
You're not wrong.
They will kill him.
Absolutely. And no one will know where he is.
So what is
Alright.
your business model?
What's that?
What is your business model?
What is my business model? I will always pay. I will always pay the Baba Yagas. Always.
But if Donovan has the chop
Oh,
shop, what is your business front?
Oh, it's the same.
Are
I
you
mean, it's not
looking
mine.
to take over?
I'm not going to take over his. No, I have I have property and a whole shop, and I have a whole crew and everything. They're already doing stuff, but we don't have the contract with the Baba Yagas. I want the contract with the Baba Yagas.
It seems to be the way things work in this place. So.
Yeah. Also, I do more than just cars. But don't tell Kate that. And when she says Kate, everybody near here knows about Hecate's Hoard. Hecate's Hoard is a pawn shop also owned by Kate Roy, who she is a known fence. Just no one's ever been able to prove it. Quinn is taking stuff there a lot. Magic items are not. So, Quinn has a good relationship with Kate. Yeah, but just don't tell Kate. Because last thing I need is her to be pissed off at me. One at a time. All
right. Okay, so 2%. And we take care of your Donovan problem.
I like it.
May have been asked and I wasn't paying attention. Who exactly are you?
I didn't say. See, smart, sharp crew. I'm Victoria. You can find me most oftentimes at the Italian Affair. It's a restaurant downtown. One more thing. Anybody can make a roll. Anybody can make this roll. It's going to be a will, academics, lore, or occult.
Put those down.
I hit a 9 out of 13.
Nice.
No, I failed.
Oh, no, I failed.
Okay. So, Tyke, the Italian Affair is a restaurant owned by the Stregas. And normally people don't hang out there regularly. It's a meal. There's a restaurant that is known for very excellent Italian food, but also they have their dishes you can order them just regular dishes, or you can order them with alchemical aphrodisiacs in them. The Stregas are known for that, and saying that she's at the Italian Affair is kind of like saying she's a Strega, but without saying she's a Strega. It's a house, a witch house.
So Tyke sort of looks and then leans into Nash and goes, so she's part of the people that need help in other areas of the house, as he whispers into his ear.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So this sounds like it's going to be quite hard.
You might want to get some info first.
Yeah. Yeah.
We know anybody that's
visibly excited.
To pump people for information.
Yeah.
We're gonna plan a heist. We're gonna plan a heist.
We're gonna have to go deep.
But you always need to make sure you're taking the right steps to get to the climax you wish to get to.
That is a fair point.
And you got to get out without leaving any trace of any of yourself behind.
Mm-hmm.
Have to use the proper precautions.
Yes.
True.
Safety first, she says.
Yeah, we can't finish too quickly.
I hope not. She smiles. All right.
But also, we can't take too long.
No. So
Well,
she stands up.
Enough
brushes herself
foreplay.
Right. So then I'm there most evenings after 7 p.m. You can reach me there.
Okay.
Good talking to you.
Do. Yeah.
I'll look for you to show up. If I don't, then I'll know you didn't succeed. Good luck. And she turns and walks to the other end of the thing, starts climbing down the fire escape. And the other guys are like, oh,
Hey
Gonna go
guys,
down at least.
guys, you know,
Yeah.
you're doing great.
Thank you.
Once this-
Appreciate that.
Once this is over, if you're looking for employment, you know,
Oh, you hiring?
not as of yet, but depends how this goes.
All right. Yeah, we'll yeah. I mean, we'll be there, so, we'll when we see you come in or if you make it back. Cool. And he turns and the other two just kind of follow him out. They just kind of go down. So now the four of you are sitting on the rooftop.
And Nash will start giggling like a child.
I wonder if
Excellent.
you needed help extending the ladder.
Yeah. I wonder if they do the pasta there al dente.
Lots of creamy sauce. Anyway,
Oh. All right. So, yeah, you're going to need to get some information. There are options. Other people you have done business with in the past. Quinn, you know that there's actually Quinn and Nash know that there's one person who is extremely. He's the person that you would get information from, or at least rumor to. You've never gotten information from him before, but you know that everybody talks about him. He's a drug dealer in the park. His name is Dan. You know that's a contact. He could probably get some information for you. You also know that there's other people you've worked with, Nash, that you could talk to. Quinn, you could probably talk to Kate. She might be able to direct you. Tyke and Boomy, you've not ever heard of Dan, other than the fact that people might have mentioned some guy in the park selling drugs, but other than that.
All right. Okay, so I can go get we can go see Dan down the drug selling man.
Yeah.
He might know, so
I
I
mean,
think
I would rather burn a bridge that I haven't got a working relationship with than potentially burn
yeah, I
one
mean,
with the one who makes my money.
yeah, and true, and yeah, that's it. So, and plus, I think a lot of people have got enough on Dan that he's going to know to kind of keep his mouth shut.
Mm.
So that's probably going to be our best bet, rather than announcing to everybody what we kind of what we're trying to do.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
You also know that when you're talking with that Dan's a witch. And you also know that talking to witches, if you give them a pentacle, that ensures discretion. That is witch currency. That's like you give them a pentacle, they're not going to talk about the transaction, most likely. There are some stipulations.
Tyke sort of sits there and thinks, and obviously they're talking about Dan, the drug seller man. And obviously Tyke, as part of his thing since being back in Chicago, he does volunteer at a shelter where people come in to obviously have somewhere to sleep overnight. Would he have seen anyone that came in that looked a bit sort of underhanded or a little bit shady that he would know within the shelter? Or
Yeah, absolutely. There is there was I'd say a 30-ish, but she looks a lot older. Her name is Allie. She will be gone from the shelter for maybe say a week or two, and then she'll be back. And then she'll be gone for a few more days, and she'll be back. So it's very much like she gets a influx of cash, and then burns through it all, and then comes back, and then does the same thing. So yeah, there is Allie at the shelter and kitchen that you volunteer for.
so Tyke sort of turns to them and goes, "Well, there is someone that has come in a few times and seems to have some sort of knowledge of what's going on. If someone wants to come with me to the shelter and see if she's there."
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Okay. I'd rather.
Yeah,
take
we'll
that.
go liaise with Dan.
And Dan, the drug selling man.
They've got a
All right.
They got a shower at the shelter, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, please. Please, God, please.
I think everyone else in there would notice it too.
All right. Excellent. So things are starting to move. We'll go to the shelter first, and then we'll go see Dan second. Is that cool?
Yep.
All right. So you make your way to the shelter. Boomy and Tyke get to the shelter. Not too terribly far of a walk from the capital. And it's just after it's just, or they're just getting set up for dinner. There's still some tables with some stale donuts from the early morning. There's still some coffee that's in one of the carafes. And there are a few people there sitting around. There's in the main eating area, and Allie is one of them. She's sitting by herself, drinking a cup of coffee, looking extremely tired.
Boomy. That's her. Should we go talk to her?
If you know her.
Let's go. So Tyke sort of slowly walks up and goes, Allie, you're back.
She looks up. Oh, Tim?
It was Tyke.
Tim.
Tyke.
Right. Tyke. Okay, Tyke. Tyke, good to see you again.
Hi. Oh, so you're back in here again. Obviously, I understand. It's a back
Yeah.
with this. How are you doing?
Tired? What?
You're always quite tired when you're here.
Hmm.
Can we have a quick word with you?
Yeah. What
Yeah.
do you want? What do you need?
Oh, it's just we're sort of trying to see some information of a place to the east, a little junkyard. I don't know if you know about it.
The only one I know out that way is Donovan's.
Ah, so you
Is
know.
that what you're talking about?
Yes. Yeah. Obviously, we've heard rumors of people in trouble that have come to the shelter in the past few days. So we're just trying to get a gauge on if anyone knows anything or anything going on with it.
Well, that's weird because I was just over there.
Really?
And you would ask about Donovan's.
Strange.
Yeah.
So why would... Obviously, I don't mean to pry, but I mean, is everything all right? Have you been fine over at Donovan's?
Yeah. No, I was actually I was sleeping in one of the cars in the junkyard.
And with that, I mean, did they kick you out? Did they find you? What
Oh
happened?
no, well, they have dogs. I just used Pepper, and but no, it was weird because I was just over there, but some guy gave me like a couple $100 to just go and sleep in one of the cars. So I did.
Okay. Can you describe who this man looked like or who he was?
Yeah, he was a really handsome dude. Tall, about 6 feet. Greek, maybe. So yeah, and he was very well composed.
And he told you to go sleep in a car and just gave you money to do so.
Well, okay, he didn't say to sleep in the car. He just said see how long I could stay on the property. And I said, well, I can stay there for 3 days. And he thought that was pretty impressive. And so he said, well, I'll give you $100 for each day, and I'll pay you up front. And he gave me $300.
And obviously, it didn't really go that well then tonight.
I was there for 2.5.
2.5. Well, obviously, with the extra half, you could always put it towards the shelter if you don't feel right keeping it for not staying for the full 3 days.
I don't I don't have the money anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. Very sorry to bring that up. I mean, with her saying 6 foot Greek, I mean, would we have any knowledge or?
You could absolutely. That's a good question. You could make um, a will plus. You could either make a will, academics, uh, lore, or a will, academics, occult, to see if you can figure out if that name. And either one of you can make that because you're hearing her talk.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah, I'm
try
not sitting right there.
law.
I can make that.
Cool. An 11 out of a 13.
Nice.
I got a 13 out of 13.
You rolled a 13. That's a critical success. Awesome. All right. So both of you succeeded. Boom, we got a critical success. All right. So the way um, he was describing, the person they're describing, younger, 20s, very attractive, Greek, tall, well dressed. You've heard, and this is for Tyke. Tyke, you've heard of a gentleman like that. Doesn't usually openly engage in criminal stuff, and generally doesn't talk to people of a lower station than him. He is a multimillionaire. Actually, uh, at least a multimillionaire. He owns one of the best penthouses in the city of Chicago. And so you know that if you think if it's the person that she's talking about, this seems out of character for him. His name is Vangelis. Boomy, you know for a fact, and there's one way you can verify this, but you know for a fact that description, if she can confirm this one fact, it definitely is a gentleman by the name of Vangelis Trinopoulos. You know all you think that if it's them, it's the Magi. He's a Magi, house Magi. You if you can ask her if she knew that if he mentioned anything about the Magi or said anything weird about the Magi, that would confirm it 100%.
So yeah, Boomy will kind of think about it and just sit there and go, the guy you described sounds like some of those Magi.
Well, it's funny because what he said to me after he gave me the money, it was weird. He said, and she tries to pretend, the Magi thank you for your cooperation. That's the last time I saw him.
So away from that really quickly, Ellie, how do you manage to stay in there for 3 days at a time? Is there a route you take? Is there some way in that you take to get in there?
Yeah. If around, because they have the side facing the street, right? You can see the driveway goes in. There's the big wire gate, and then there's the building on the left-hand side, and there's all the cars on the right-hand side. If you go around back, at the corner, they don't really have security cameras. They have cameras, but they don't work. If you go around back around the corner, they say there's an electric fence. It's not an electric fence, but they have a section that isn't broken, but it's not really attached to the pole. You can push it and slide underneath it, and then it's just a matter of confusing the dogs.
I see. And you haven't seen any people or anything try to circulate?
They don't. No, they don't walk around. They don't patrol. They trust in the dogs. But I mean, these are junker cars. They don't. No, they don't do that. I've not gone in the building though. He just wanted to see if I could sleep in one or stay in. He didn't say sleep. He said if I could stay in one of the cars, or stay on the property for a number of days. I don't know. It's weird.
I mean,
While you were staying there, did you see anything interesting?
No. I saw a lot of people a lot of wreckers coming in, a lot of wreckers going out. I saw Donovan coming in and out twice, but he usually gets there really, really early in the morning and usually leaves late at night. Only leaves right around 7. He leaves for dinner, comes back. I assume it's dinner. It's dinner time. He's usually gone for about an hour.
So between 7 and 8 p.m., I mean, you seem to have really studied this place. And
No,
know exactly.
I mean, maybe. Is that bad? Am I a bad person?
Sometimes.
No.
Thanks.
Not at all.
I say sometimes the higher powers judge people on what they've done in life. Obviously, if you don't believe that you have done anything outside of your means, then the higher powers could probably judge that as being a good person.
Oh, good. I mean, yeah, I was watching because I want to know how to rob the place later, but you know.
Well,
But I can tell you that because, like, I didn't do it, so that doesn't make me a bad person. I didn't do it yet. I mean, I didn't do it.
no. If you haven't done it, then you would be seen as a good person.
Good.
Please don't rob the place.
Yes.
Okay.
Because robbing the place would be bad, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
Looking
but,
directly at Tyke.
but I mean, okay.
But thanks very much for telling me about that. Obviously, we just wanted to make sure that no one else was having any problems or anything from Donovan's yard. I mean, if you were to rob the place, funnily enough, what would you do to try and get round it?
Well,
Just so
obviously,
I
I
can
would
steer others clear.
Oh no, that's a good idea. Go ahead and give me a if you have any persuasion or any kind of conversation
To absolve
skill.
yourself from all sin, please tell me in great detail how you would rob it.
Basically, yeah.
So it'd be a will plus either social or will plus underworld deceit or larceny or.
I would do social persuasion is my better side.
Okay, there you go.
So, a 10 out of 13.
All right. So, yeah, she's like, oh, okay, yeah, no. What I would do is, I'd go in the way I came in. It's muddy. It's going to leave tracks. But if you take either a towel or a broken broom or something with you, you can sweep those up really easily. And the dogs run all over the place. And I put Pepper down for the dogs, and then I would probably wait. If I was going to rob him, I'd probably wait till he left, because I think he sleeps there. Or if he leaves, he usually leaves after I've gone to sleep. But I see him come in the morning, so he's got to leave, right? I just don't know what time that is. I know that he leaves for dinner at 7, or leaves somewhere at 7. And then I wouldn't go in through the office door. I would go in through one of the shop doors. I heard a lot of clanking and stuff around, and people complaining. I guess one of the shop doors doesn't close all the way, so I'd probably use that door.
I see. So, what I would say, Ali, is obviously this plan does seem very logical and thought out, which means that you have thought about this.
But yeah, but you said I wasn't bad because I thought about it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So as long as we stay just thinking about it, we can stay on the good side of the higher powers.
Good.
Well, what I would say, my child, is I will leave you to the rest of your night, and I hope you have a good evening.
Thanks, you too.
And Tyke sort of gets up, turns around, and starts to walk off.
Boomy will stand up.
Tyke.
Yes?
Thanks, Tyke. No, just Tyke. I was trying to remember your name.
Okay.
Boomy will kind of stand up, kind of look at her and give her a sort of smile, flip her a pentacle, just kind of go, try and keep yourself out of trouble.
She looks down at it. Yeah, absolutely. Pockets it. All right. So there you go. So then you have that information. You've taken care of that. Let's move to the park with Dan. All right. So you, the two of you, make your way to Millennium Park. and or Grant Park. Sorry, Grant Park. And there's there's some snow that's been shoveled off the walkways. There's a park bench by a tree, and there is this just grizzled, large, hulking guy, right? And he's sitting on a bench. He's got this big hat, and there's like 30 pigeons around just doing their thing. He's obviously somebody, either he or somebody just fed him. They're all like within this huge radius around. He's just kind of, he has clearly tossed something, but he's not tossing anything now. He's just sitting there. And he's got that face that's so wrinkly, it's hard to tell whether or not his eyes are open or if he's sleeping. But he's just sitting there and facing forward, kind of leaned back. And you can see all these pigeons. And it's hard to get close without, and these pigeons are like territorial. Like they're in the middle of eating.
I'll kind of very gingerly step over the pigeons.
Okay.
That's it.
You start stepping in. You start stepping in before you even get to Dan. You start stepping in. The first pigeon you step over, you hear this voice. Hey, watch where you're going, meat sack. From one of the pigeons.
Sorry, I apologize.
You apologize? Why?
I'm
what are you
sorry.
going to do?
I am saying sorry. I'm gonna. This has started off wrong, I think.
Yeah. Why don't you take a step back there?
Not a problem.
When you take a step back, there's one pigeon in particular, probably about 5 feet in. And when he says, "Yeah, why don't you take a step back there?" All of a sudden, you have danger sense, right? It tingles because all of a sudden, 30 pigeons stop what they're doing, turn and fix you with their beady eyes, and they are all fixated on the two of you. What were you gonna say?
So I just I pull out a pentacle.
Oh, Dan. Then you see at this point, Dan kind of shifts a little bit. Stand down, soldier. And the pigeons go, "All right, boss." They go back to their thing, and they kind of make a path for you.
Thank you.
What can I do for you?
Hey, man. I just wanted to see if I could, and I'll hand him the pentacle even before.
Okay, he looks at it, and he's got these fingerless gloves. The way I picture him, he's kind of like, if you've ever seen Tropic Thunder, that character.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there, and you see him. He looks at the pentacle. He looks confused by it for a minute. He looks up, and his eyes are now open, but he's looking through these big bushy eyebrows and eyelashes, and he pockets it. And he says, "All right." Takes off his hat. Underneath his hat is a toad that is the size of his head. And he pulls down the toad, licks the back of it, puts it back on his head, puts the hat on. And his eyes open up wide. "All right, what?"
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I just wondered if I could just borrow some of your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want it back.
That's fair. So I'm looking to get something stored, looked after in a secure place, and a lot of people have referred me to Donovan, and I was just kind of wanting to get the feelers out to kind of see if that would be a good choice or not.
Donovan.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's You want to store it at his place? Do you want it back? Because
that's kind of what I'm hinting. I mean, first of all, is like if I were to have something stored there, how secure would it be?
He's got some rough and tumble types in the garage almost all the time. Pretty, heavily armed. But I don't know. I'd say The facility itself ain't that secure.
Hmm. All right. And have you heard of anything we should know before we actually go and speak to him? Is there any?
He looks at his watch. I'd say, don't. If you see some guys there that look Russian or Polish, wait. Them's the Baba Yagas. You don't want to mess with them. 2 guys in particular. One of them's name's Alaska. He's a bouncer over at the Cauldron on his off hours. The other one's name is Pavel. He's a transporter. Don't want to mess with either of them. And he will give you a description of the 2 gentlemen.
Yeah.
The Alaska you've actually met before. He's the bouncer at the Cauldron. Cauldron's a very popular night spot, someplace that Nash would absolutely be able to go and grift. Quinn, you know that Pavel is he's been actually at Hecate's Horde when you've been there. He is very much a acquisition and transportation specialist. Both of them high-ranking Baba Yagas.
So, when you said that, you looked at your watch. Is that because they're kind of?
Huh?
Have they got a set time that they go there?
Usually second Saturday every month.
So if we were to...
What day is it today? Sorry, what day is it?
It
Next time his
is...
watch.
And I'll tell him the day, because obviously...
Okay.
I'm
It's
trying to
Sunday, it's fine.
Yeah.
I meant Monday. Second Monday.
Second Monday.
Not Saturday. Second Mondays. Tomorrow?
All right.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow they're due to go there, yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting. So, if we were to kind of this item that we need storing, if we were, do you know whereabouts he'd keep it? Is it secure where he would keep it, or?
Probably his special filing cabinet. He's got a special filing cabinet. It's got it's bigger on the inside. Looks like a beat up filing cabinet. Not the new one, the old one. Doesn't keep anything in the safe though.
Okay.
Good to know.
Oh, so Quinn, is there anything else? Is there anything you can think of?
You guys want some acid? I got mushrooms.
I just, I just took some yesterday. Still kind of feeling it, so I'm good.
Ah.
Yeah, no, I'm all set, thanks. I mean, in terms of like security systems and stuff like that, do you know what kind of system he's rocking, or?
No, he's got some old cameras from the '80s up there. Nothing. No, he doesn't. I don't think he even records anything anymore.
No, okay. I think that about covers it.
Yeah.
The guys though, they're packing. They got semi-autos.
That's
Good to know.
yeah.
Yep.
I'm glad our stuff will be safe there. I mean, you've definitely reassured me.
Well,
here,
good.
Do me a favor, and I'll hand
Yeah.
you another pentacle. Let's just keep this between us, okay?
Oh yeah. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
I need your favor. I need you to do something for me.
All right, I'm listening.
And he points over to across the street. There's a Portillo's. He's like, I need some fries.
That's not a problem. Yeah,
Thanks.
any fries? Just fries, or do you want anything
Just
on them,
fries.
or just fries?
No,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
fries.
good. Yeah, good, man. Yeah, good. I'll go, and I will go get him some fries.
You bring the fries back to him. The pigeons part again, and you see him. He takes off. He's like, "Thanks," and then he waits for you to leave, and he doesn't eat them. He's holding on to them. And as you guys are walking away, you see him take off the hat, and he starts feeding the toad French fries. And then, all right. So now you have the information, all the information you could use. Where do you guys meet back up?
Probably back in the bar.
Yeah, I'd go to the bar again.
The capital?
Yeah, because it annoys Tyke.
All right. So you are back at the capital. Bartender's still there reading the same newspaper. Same old guy sitting in the corner. You don't think that he's actually taken a drink in hours out of that thing. And no, the filing cabinet is not blue, but I see what you did there. The place is a bit more full, and by a bit more, I mean like there's 3 more people drinking quietly at their own table. Although when you do come back in, you get the distinct smell of someone recently was in there that smoked clove cigarettes.
Oh. Okay. All right. I mean, at least Boomy masked that earlier.
Sorry, guys, not anymore.
Oh.
I made sure he had that shower.
Yes, Boomy's actually now looking quite respectable, as it were. Clothes are still very worn and sort of like beaten up a bit, but clean hair. He's probably done some sort of magic on his clothes to get rid of all the shit and like just accumulation that's on there. So yeah, he's actually
Okay. So how did it go at the shelter?
Well, we met up with Ali, the person I was talking about, and she actually has been sleeping in Donovan's junkyard.
Good to know.
So she has told me how she gets in, where she gets in, and she's told me a time schedule of when Donovan is there and not there.
Nice. That's pretty good.
also the fact that she was paid by the Magi to do it.
Now that's weird.
Yeah.
Because what just what was she paid to do exactly?
Just to see how long she could stay in the junkyard without being kicked out.
Right. That's weird.
Yeah, when speaking to her, she didn't see anything interesting or out of the ordinary. But
I mean,
why do I feel we've got ourselves caught up with something that's involving people a lot higher up the food chain than us?
I mean, when was she there? Just out of curiosity.
Over the last 2.5 days, because she got paid to stay there for 3, and she couldn't make the final day.
So she got paid there to stay until tomorrow.
Until the end of tonight.
Because tomorrow,
It's pickup day.
Is when the Baba Yagas go there.
Election day.
So something. There's a reason. Is she good at anything, Ali? What do you know of her?
Well, she comes to the shelter every couple of weeks, stays, and then goes back. She then comes back after a couple of weeks. She normally has a bit of money, and then she spends it all and has to come back to the shelter. That's all I really know of her. She's one of our regulars, alongside Matthew, who comes in quite a lot to ask me for help.
I have a feeling something is due to happen there tonight.
What makes you say that?
I mean, this person was paid to be there for a certain amount of time, 3 days, right? She doesn't have any, she wasn't given any more information. She wasn't given any more instruction other than stay there without them knowing, right? I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I'm understanding.
Seems to be.
Right. So my guess is that they wanted, whoever paid her, wanted her there to bear witness to something.
Or potentially test something. Unfortunately, the best people to use sometimes are those that are deemed disposable.
Yeah.
But if the Magi were involved, they have enough power and influence to not have to worry about Donovan.
Would
Might not be
I
Donovan they're worried about.
Would I be able to know if there's any sort of rumblings in the underworld, sort of, like, any hearsay? If there's anything going on between the Magi, the Baba Yagas, and or Donovan?
Absolutely, you can make a will plus either will academics lore or will academics occult. And you guys can, as you're talking about this, if you want, I should probably discuss how assistance works. If somebody wants to make them roll and you want to assist, you can add the one person who makes the roll can add any of their assistants. They can add their LOS for that same roll to the target number. So if somebody say has an LOS of 3, they can add 3 to that, and then so you can get assistance from other people, or you can just talk about it and everybody can make a roll, however you want to do it.
So what did you said? Will underworld?
Will academics? Yeah, will academics lore? Will academics occult? Or will underworld larceny?
Okay, so I've got will underworld. I also do have, and I don't know if it's going to be beneficial, I've got intelligence analyst. I don't know if that's going to...
Oh, you know what? That you could use that. You could use that instead. You could do will underworld intelligence analysis.
Okay, so that just gives me a +1 then.
Okay.
So that is 7...
I can...
13, 14 currently.
Okay.
I've got a 13 on will academics law.
What's your
I've got a
LOS?
15 just doing will and underworld.
Nice.
I've got 13.
LOS.
It's the LOS. It's the level of the subskill.
I have a 2.
Oh. And then if you have any traits that add to that.
No, my strong will.
Okay, so you'd be able to add 2, and then Justin, what was your LOS for?
So I've got well, if I do will underworld and acute senses can go on that as well.
Not for this one.
No, not for that one. Okay, so just will and underworld takes me to a 15. Okay.
So you'd be able to add 1 because everyone, you can always just, if you're assisting, you always add 1 to the target number at LOS. So that'll be a +3 to whoever wants to roll. If you two are assisting, or if Justin makes the roll.
If I'm, because I'm kind of thought up.
You're the primary.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll happily take it. So that's giving me a 17.
Okay.
$18.
You're like, I'm thinking. You guys are talking about it. You're talking about it. Nothing seems to be clicking until when you all are just discussing all of this. You're kind of going over some of the ideas. Why would the Magi be involved with Baba Yaga and Strega? What's going on? These 3 houses don't normally associate with each other. In fact, the Baba Yaga and Stregas are sometimes allies. Magi are generally just by themselves, and they're more power behind the throne types. What is going on? And as you guys are discussing, you see somebody walk into the bar. Tall, 6-foot, well-dressed Greek man. And he sees your table and he walks over and says, "Good evening, gentlemen.